Hello, our friends, Evolutionary Energy Arts family.
Hello there, welcome back.
Welcome back, guys. As you know, Hearts Home is like intended to be more of a hands-on how-to resource that we hope will end up being very, very expansive with so many videos that give you tangible ideas and maybe even some meditations, things to act as tools in your spiritual growth and your spiritual life. So, as we always do, we started today with mantras and meditation. And even before meditation, as I was doing energy work, at the beginning of my practice on somebody that's not feeling well remotely, as we don't always have to even having a formal session where we're talking to the person. A lot of times, we can work on them if they're really not feeling well from a distance and at a specific time, which we're wont to do. And immediately, right when I was getting ready to do that, I was getting this impression about expectations and acceptance. And if we are all about, learning how to become creators in our own mental matrix of sorts, how do we balance, what we want to, accomplish in life, our expectations, our goals, things like that, with, what actually comes about and how do we accept it? We talk about Buddhist detachment and the ability when things get really, really rough to to take yourself out of a situation that can lower your frequency, and that I think is very critical in this time. That's that might be one of the main lessons in the time period that we're in right now. I know when I was going in for surgery, and it's something that I never really wanted to experience in my life. It was one of my goals, sort of, to go through life without that type of thing. And I thought maybe I was going to do it. Well, yeah, when I was faced with the intensity of pain that couldn't seem to get rid of and gave it as much time as possible, then went in. I was very, very controlled and detached. I was not. I was not in fear. I didn't really experience any fear. I just kind of withdrew myself from the whole process mentally and was at a very, very calm, peaceful state. And I was really honestly just enjoying all the people I was coming in contact with, because Cindy and I don't have a lot of contact with people besides work, so we do have the regular clients each week. It's not like we're complete hermits, but we really don't go out in public much and interact much. So I was just savoring the moment, even though I was in so much pain and going in for a surgery, emergency surgery. But, it really was showing me that my practice worked maybe better than I expected.
Right.
So this is going to be what Cindy ended up getting from, again, the guides, which does include the galactics. I mean, who was the primary one that you felt?
Guides, this, our mother guides. So
Okay,
our
so
primary mother guide.
that again, in case you're new to the channel, Ananda Mayi Ma, who was a modern day saint, mystic, guru, all the above. She is one of our main guides, along with the deity, quote unquote, we know as Aset Isis in this world, in this particular part of the world. White Buffalo Calf Woman, both Marys, Mary Magdalene, very real person, and Mother Mary, also very real person. All of them obvious starseed light workers and guides of a very, very high magnitude. And there are others too, like Kuan Yin and Tara and
White Buffalo Calf Woman.
yeah.
Yep. Yep.
So, these are our primary guides, Yeshua as well, to add a little balance.
And the galactics, when they throw in their 2 cents too when it's appropriate. This came from the mothers mostly.
Okay, and then our galactic contacts, which again, you guys have known that we're contacts of the Galactic Federation, and again, when you really get down to it, a lot of the gods and goddesses they are a galactic federation. This is the same thing. And yet it's not a military organization. Just to kind of recap some basics in case you're newer.
Okay, so this morning, what came to me during mantras and meditation was expectations versus acceptance. And we're going to talk about Buddhist detachment. We're going to talk about how to deal with these things in life, because these are, like very important words, but what do they really mean? So I went a little bit deeper and I asked some questions, and this is what came. So expectations versus acceptance. When we attach to outcomes, we create a mental picture of how it must be. The ego clings tightly. If reality flows differently, we experience the gap between what is and what we wanted. That gap is called suffering. Detachment is not about having zero desires or never setting goals. It's about holding your desires lightly, like a feather in an open palm versus a stone in a clenched fist. How to practice Buddhist detachment, because we talk about that a lot on this channel. See outcomes as possibilities, not guarantees. Act with intention, but let go of controlling results. Stay present. Joy and wisdom are in the now, not in the imagined when I get there. Shift from grasping to flowing. You are not forcing life, you are aligning with it. What to do instead of clinging? Yes, we want to write goals, but write them as directions, not as demands. For example, I move toward healing each day rather than I must be fully healed by X date. I welcome prosperity in forms I may not yet imagine, rather than I need this exact outcome. This way, the goal is an invitation, not a prison. What is acceptance? Acceptance is meeting reality as it is without resistance. What it looks like. Breathing into the moment, even when it's not your preference. Saying, this is here, I will walk with it. What it feels like. A softening in the body, the jaw unclenches, the heart loosens, a sense of space, even in difficulty, sometimes even a little grief at first, then quiet strength. What it brings, freedom, because once you accept what is, you are no longer fighting the river, you are learning to swim with its current. Expectation is a seed planted in rigid soil. Acceptance is a seed planted in living earth. When you expect, you demand fruit in a certain season. When you accept, you allow the tree to grow, to bloom, to bear fruit in its own rhythm. Mastery of detachment is not abandoning desire, but weaving it into the fabric of trust. Walk your path with intention, but leave space for spirit to surprise you. In this space, peace blooms. So that's what they had on that. And one thing that I've really been enjoying doing lately is asking them for a meditation to help create this situation in our hearts, minds, and souls if we are having trouble. Now, just because you do the meditation, things might not happen instantly, but you should notice that things do start to come together after you do the meditation. But it's like you have to at least make the movements. You might not feel all the things during the meditation, but you have to do the things, and then you can feel the things. So, centered breath. Sit comfortably, close your eyes, inhale deeply, silently saying, I receive. Exhale slowly, silently saying, I release. Repeat this 5 to 7 times until you feel your body soften. Statement of intention. Say out loud or silently, "Today I act with clarity and love. I welcome outcomes, but I do not cling. I trust the unfolding." So one of the things we want to do is we want to do a little bit of journaling. Write down 1 to 3 goals for the day. Under each, you want to write your intention, what energy or action you'll bring. Acceptance, how you will receive whatever outcome arrives. So for an example, you want to write your goal. Connect with someone kindly. Intention, I bring warmth and openness. Acceptance, if they do not receive it, I remain at peace with myself. This is so very important. An acceptance meditation. Visualize holding your goal, outcome in your hand like a feather. Imagine opening your palm and letting the feather float upward. Say, I give this to life. I trust what returns. Sit quietly. Feel the spaciousness in your chest. And in closing, place your hand on your heart and say, I walk in trust. I walk in peace. I walk in freedom. How this works. So breathing settles the nervous system. Intention clarifies energy without clinging. Journaling rewires the mind to pair goals with acceptance. Meditation teaches the body how to let go. Closing seals the practice. So all of these things that you do, they might sound confusing at first, but when you start to put it together, you're like a baby walking. You might be a little bit wobbly, but as you practice this, it gets easier and you learn how to get things zipped up rather quickly, and you're still doing all the things that are necessary. But this is something that definitely takes practice. It takes some time to meditate on, but if you're one who is going through life and having a lot of triggers, as many times I do, when you learn to do this and you wire it into the brain, you're also learning to let go rather quickly. And that way it's not holding the energy in your body. Now, if you do this and there's still energy holding in your body, you may just need to keep at it and do a little more breath work, maybe do energy work, maybe even go out for a massage, because sometimes trauma gets stored in the tissues. So that can be creating issues as well. So I hope this helps somebody.
Absolutely, and we put out our intent as best as possible that you all be blessed, and that we are hopefully a blessing for all of you and a resource where you can find some answers and practical ideas. That's really what is the whole idea behind Hearts OZONE. And honestly, Hearts OZONE is, in some ways, it's our favorite YouTube channel. Don't tell anybody. Don't tell. Shh.
It helps the most people, I feel.
It just feels the best because we don't have to touch on the yuckiness at all. But again, it is a world of yin and yang. So, we have to wade through some of the, dark and yucky stuff in order to get to the light. Sometimes it's just the nature of embodiment. As always, guys, thank you for your support over on Patreon and Ko-Fi. We couldn't do it without you guys. We really look forward to your comments. So much love and blessings, dear friends.
Namaste.
Namaste.